So we're in the talk and it's a mess. It is absolutely in complete disarray. There's stuff everywhere. I've got boxes all over the place, but I got a reason for that. The reason is because I started an aquaculture and I had to get all of the stuff together. I had to get the parts and pieces and everything. And you can see that my potting bench over there, total mess, because I've kind of neglected the garden for a little bit. Because I needed to get the fish and I needed to keep the fish alive, I kind of neglected the garden a bit. Now, it is June, which is the hottest month here in this area. I am zone 8 and I believe it's zone 8B. I could be mistaken, but that's okay. But this month is the hottest month of the year. June is just going to be really hot, and the water is currently about 80 degrees, but let me verify. Yep, the water is 80 degrees. So the fish are super happy. They can go up to the 90s. It's not a big deal, but we don't want that to happen. So we have shade cloth on the talk. So this is the Tactical Operations Center. Yes, I still do all of my other stuff in here, but now I have fish. So I have to go around all the tanks. But what we have here is a system. It's a 2-tier system that's going to be working with being able to produce my own fish instead of having to buy them and ship them in. So this tank right here that you see in front of me has 4 adolescents. They are about ready to start breeding, and I hope that there's at least 1 male in there. I know that there's at least 1 female, but I haven't sexed the other ones. It was the biggest one. I sexed her. She's a female, and she is the most gorgeous red tilapia I have ever seen. But I don't believe she's pure red Nile tilapia. I believe that she has some blue Nile tilapia in her because of the spots that she has. So she's not pure, which means her offspring could be a variation between the red Nile and the blue Nile, which is fine because I was going to originally go with just blue Nile I was just going to go with blue Nile tilapia. But when I was in the area getting the fish, I learned a little bit more about the red Nile and the white Nile, and I decided that I would get some of each. So the aquaculture here, we have red, white, and blue tilapia. We have a variety of all 3 colors. In the tub over here, we have about 20 babies, and they won't be ready to breed for another 3 to 4 months. But in the meantime, they're just growing out in that tank there. The big white tank that you see back there, that's my settlement tank. So all of the water gets processed into the settlement tank so that all of the fish poop and solid waste will just slowly move to the bottom, and then I can move it out when I need to. But the whole system is going to be used in order to water my garden. So we're producing food, but we're also producing nitrogen for the garden so that when I water, I'm actually feeding while I'm watering, which is great. All right, let's walk through the system. So I've moved to the other side. I was currently over there, but we moved to this side because this is the functioning side. This is where all the pipes are. So at the lowest level, we have the settlement tank, and this is where all of the water finally ends up in all of the gravity-fed system. From the sump tank, I have a pump that's in the water in there, and that pump pushes the water up into the settlement tank up here. Inside the settlement tank, we have a way of being able to slow the water down as it moves from the bottom up. The water slows down and then moves into those pipes, and then it's gravity fed into this pipe here that moves down into the top tier tanks. And you can see I have bird netting on here because I did lose some fish to bird predation, so I have since protected the fish. But the gravity feed into the system goes from the settlement tank into the top tank. And then that is then gravity fed down into the lower tank. You can see where it gravity feeds down there. And then when the water raises to a certain level, you can see the flange down there. The water moves up this pipe and then down this way, where it then gravity feeds into the sump tank. The water also moves down to this second set, and this is the top tier tank, and you can see there's one fish right there. You can see him right there. But this second tank has the 4 adolescent fish, and this also feeds down into the lower tank right there. There's a 90-degree on that because I wanted to slow the water down, because I do have some duckweed growing in here that I'm going to feed the fish. And I have a semi sort of aquaculture, aquaponics thing going on here because I wanted to grow some lettuce all summer long. So this is how I'm going to grow the lettuce during the summer, because it's just too hot in June to grow it outside. But same thing, there's a flange down there, and the water comes up and moves through this pipe and down, connecting into the first tank, down into the sump tank, which is then pumped back up. So this tank here is a 50-gallon tank. That's where the grow outs will be, where the little babies are going to start growing out until they're big enough to go into the 180-gallon tanks. And there's 2 of them here. So every 6 months I will harvest out of one of the tanks. So the setup with this system really helps with maintaining control over the breeding and the grow outs. So I don't have to worry about the adult fish eating the baby fish and the baby fish not surviving. Don't have to worry about that in this kind of setup. So the addition of fish into the homestead gives us another protein source, but it also gives me the ability to use the fish water in the garden, which provides another nutrient source for the garden to grow the food for the rabbits and myself. And that is just some of the new things that have been going on in the homestead since we shut the channel down for a while, because we did have some other things going on and we needed to focus on those things. But now we're back into the homestead and we're really just kind of ramping everything up. Yes, in the hottest month of the year, we decided to start ramping things back up again. But this new addition here, it has been a real joy putting together and engineering. And I've been watching several different YouTubers and but the way that they put their things together to be able to figure out how to put mine together. But in the meantime, we will do some more videos. We'll show you everything that's been going on in the homestead. We do have now a baby calf. She is a Dexter. So her name is Kira, and it's an Irish name that means the little dark one. And she was born completely black, which was kind of fortuitous because we chose the name before we even knew what she was going to look like. So I think it was just meant to be. So Eden's doing great. She's a great mom. She did a wonderful job. Of course, we found that she had the baby at 2:30 in the morning. She was mooing at about 2:30 in the morning, and my husband got up and heard her and went out to check on her and came running back telling me, there's a baby, there's a baby. And so she was born probably about 1:30, 2 o'clock in the morning, and Eden did a great job, took care of everything, cleaned her up, and she was already standing, had already drank from mommy, and was doing wonderful. So we'll get you a video of Eden and Kira really soon so you can see what she looks like. She is adorable. So we'll see you again next time. Bye.